Hi people, this is Chris for Drums Bonedo. Today I've got a brand new cymbal series from Meinl to test, which just has been released. The cymbals are called Polyphonic Brilliant and belong to the Byzance series, which are handcrafted in Turkey. The polyphonic cymbals with the raw unlathed bells have been around for quite a while. The new models, however, come with a brilliant finish, and according to Meinl, their weight has been slightly increased, which means they are now also suited for louder styles. But compared to previous tests, all of these models here, except for the hi-hats, fall within the same range and are even slightly lighter than the regular models I tested before. Anyhow, what remains is the rather flat umbrella-shaped profile and the raw bells, which on the right are also sharply hammered, and I'll display the exact weights of the test models in the sound files. The Polyphonic Brilliant cymbals are being introduced initially as a limited series, though it's possible they might become part of the regular lineup in the future, but at this point I don't know for sure. For this first selection, Meinl focused on what seems to be the most popular models, a 15-inch hi-hat, 18 and 20-inch crashes, a 10-inch splash and a 22-inch ride. All cymbals are flawlessly crafted across the board, which isn't surprising considering their fairly premium price point. Okay, I'll play them for you one by one, and afterwards you'll get my take on each model and my final verdict. The two crashes and the 15-inch hi-hat deliver organic sounds with strong presence. The 20-inch crash has, for its size, a surprisingly high pitch, but overall I found the tonal balance across the models very consistent. The crashes respond quickly, though you need to dig in a little more to bring out the full crash sound. The hi-hat in particular feels super precise, direct and snappy to play, and I like that one a lot. But all the three models are true all-rounders for medium to higher volume levels. The 10-inch splash opens up really quickly, sounds very shimmering and lively, but compared to the rest of the lineup, I found it a tad too light and quiet. That said, I think it works perfectly for lighter styles. The 22-inch ride is a bit of a mixed bag. On the one hand, it crashes beautifully, and unlike some other models I've tested from the series, it also delivers a solid stick definition on the bow. Despite a noticeable wash, the cymbal stays under control thanks to the big round shaped and raw bell. But the bell doesn't really deliver the kind of definition or cut you might expect from a classic rock pop ride. It's articulate but also sounding somewhat special, but I can imagine it being spot on for styles like Latin or some pop stuff. Overall, the ride is probably the most versatile out of the bunch. It's not a jazz ride per se, but I could see it being interesting for other, more acoustic styles as well than just being used as the crash ride. One more thing to note, with hand-hammered cymbals, there's always some variation going on, and ultimately it's up to each player to decide what kind of cymbal works best for their music. For example, from time to time I'm inviting other drummers here in my room where we check out different gear together, and with cymbals it's mostly the topic that we can less agree on, because everybody has their own taste. So to sum it up, the Polyphonic Brilliant cymbals are an interesting addition to Meinl's already extensive Byzance lineup. They might not be an ultimate game changer, but I personally enjoyed them more than the polyphonic traditionals I tested 2 years ago. So if you're looking for cymbals with more presence that still retain that organic Turkish Byzance sound, you should definitely give them a try. By the way, the cymbals aren't sold as a set, but only individually. For the final retail prices, please check the link in the video description below. And that's all I have for today. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like and subscribe. And I'll see you next time. Until then, bye!